When she first told me, I thought she was joking. My girlfriend sat across from me at the cafe, nervously stirring her coffee. And then the words fell from her lips. I'm going on a 2-week self-discovery trip. With my ex. My heart sank instantly. I wanted to believe I misheard her, but her serious expression told me everything. She tried to soften it with phrases like, "It's not what you think," and "I just need clarity in my life." But all I heard was betrayal. I asked her why she needed her ex to be part of such a personal journey. She said he had been a huge part of her past, that he knew her better than anyone else, and that this trip was about closure. It sounded rehearsed, like she had prepared her defense before even talking to me. I felt my hands shake, not out of anger yet, but from the realization that my relationship was no longer safe. The following days were filled with tension. I didn't beg her not to go. I figured if she truly loved me, she wouldn't even consider going. Still, I couldn't help but wonder what her real intentions were. Every smile she gave me felt forced. Every hug was weaker, and her phone seemed glued to her hand. I caught her laughing at messages late at night, and though she swore it wasn't him, my gut told me otherwise. The morning she left, I stood by the door as she rolled her suitcase out. She kissed my cheek lightly, like I was just a roommate, and whispered, "I'll be back before you know it." Watching her leave felt like watching the end of a chapter I wasn't ready to close. My chest was heavy, but I refused to text her or call her during her trip. I told myself if she wanted me, she'd prove it by reaching out. The first few days I heard nothing. No, good morning, no, I miss you. Not even a photo of where she was. Meanwhile, I tortured myself by scrolling through her social media. She wasn't posting anything, but I noticed her ex was. Hiking trails, sunsets, and dinners, photos where she wasn't visible, but I knew she was there. That silence between us was louder than any words she could have spoken. A week into her trip, she finally texted me. Just a short, cold message. "Hope you're doing okay." I stared at it for minutes before replying, "Yeah, hope you're finding what you're looking for." It felt like I was chatting with a stranger, not the woman I thought I'd spend my life with. The distance between us wasn't just physical anymore, it was emotional, spiritual, and maybe even permanent. My friends told me to wake up to see what was obvious. They reminded me that no one who loved me would need 2 weeks, with an ex, to figure out her future. But part of me still held on, hoping she'd return with a clear mind and choose me. I hated that hope, yet I couldn't shut it off. Love makes fools out of the strongest people, and I was no exception. On the 12th day, I saw a photo I couldn't ignore. Her ex had posted a picture of them at the beach. She wasn't tagged, but her reflection was visible in his sunglasses. That was enough. My stomach twisted with the kind of pain that only betrayal brings. I didn't confront her then, I didn't even message her. I simply began packing her belongings into boxes. When she finally walked back through the door, suitcase in hand, she acted as if nothing had happened. She hugged me like she'd just come home from work and said, "You won't believe how much I've grown from this trip." I didn't hug her back. I simply pointed at the boxes in the corner of the room. Her smile froze, and for the first time, she looked uncertain. She tried to explain, to say nothing happened, that it was purely spiritual, that she just needed to find herself. But I couldn't hear it anymore. 2 weeks of silence, hidden photos, and her obvious joy being with him. Those were answers enough. I told her I hoped she had found what she was looking for, because what we had was finished. Her face fell, and tears welled up in her eyes. She tried to grab my hand, begging me to reconsider, but I pulled away. I wasn't angry anymore. Just done. Sometimes love dies not with a fight, but with quiet acceptance. And I had accepted that she was no longer mine long before she even realized it. She left that night crying and pleading, but I didn't chase after her. I sat alone in the silence of my apartment, oddly relieved. The pain was sharp, but it was also freeing. No more guessing, no more waiting, no more lies. She had made her choice, and now I was finally making mine. In the days that followed, I felt lighter. Friends came by, offering comfort, but I didn't need much. I had already survived the worst, watching her walk out the door with her suitcase. Now I was ready to heal, to rebuild, and to rediscover myself. And this time I wouldn't need an ex to guide me. I'd find my own path.